This is Inner Motion, a channel for the ones who train in silence, who rise without applause, who destroy weakness, not with noise, but with discipline. If you're done chasing motivation, if you're ready to bury the soft version of yourself, then welcome. You're not here to feel better. You're here to become unrecognizable. You say you want to grow. You say you want to win. You say you want to change your life. But every time you get close, comfort pulls you back. That's the trap. That's the enemy. Comfort isn't safety, it's seduction. It's the soft voice whispering, you've done enough. You're tired. You deserve to rest. But here's the truth. You don't need more rest. You need more resolve. You're not overworked. You're under-disciplined. And the version of you that keeps reaching for comfort, that's the version that's been holding you back. That's the version that has to die. Not slowly, not kindly, brutally, without mercy. Because the more you protect it, the more it infects everything you touch. You ever wonder why you feel stuck? Why the fire comes and goes? Why you stay in the same cycle year after year? It's because you've made comfort a god, and you've been worshiping it with every excuse you make. I'll start tomorrow. I don't feel like it today. I need a break. But comfort never cared about your future. It only wants your potential, dead and buried. It's easy to scroll. It's easy to snack. It's easy to delay. And every time you choose easy, you're voting for the old you. The version of you that's too soft to rise, too lazy to fight, too fragile to carry the weight of the life you claim you want. And here's the sick part. You've gotten good at lying to yourself about it. You call it self-care. You call it balance. You call it mental health. But it's not that. You're not healing. You're hiding. You're not restoring. You're retreating. You're not protecting your peace. You're protecting your weakness. So let's stop pretending. Let's put it out there. You're not doing what you know you should. You're avoiding. You're delaying. You're choosing temporary ease over permanent transformation. And deep down, you know it. That pit in your stomach. That restlessness when you try to sleep. That anger that bubbles up when you see others rise while you stay the same. That's not unfairness. That's not bad luck. That's the price of comfort. The truth is this. You don't need more advice. You don't need another how-to video. You need to make a decision. Kill the version of you that keeps running from effort. Bury the self that begs to be coddled. Let go of the lie that life should feel good all the time. You think you're in control? But let me ask you, who makes the decisions? You or the weak voice inside that wants what's easy? The one that skips the workout? The one that hits snooze? The one that needs motivation just to move? That voice has been running the show. And as long as it leads, you'll lose. Because comfort doesn't push you. It pacifies you. Comfort doesn't build strength. It builds softness. Comfort doesn't sharpen identity. It erases it. Every time you let comfort lead, you teach your brain to quit. You teach your soul to shrink. You teach yourself to expect growth without cost. But growth has a price. And the currency is pain, effort, focus, repetition, solitude, failure. Those are the things that shape real transformation. You keep saying you'll change someday. You keep waiting for the right time. But listen closely. Someday is where dreams go to die. It's the graveyard of potential. It's the waiting room for the weak. It's the default setting for people who never wake up. You think the right mood will arrive. You think one day it'll all click. You think you'll feel ready. But that feeling never comes. Because change doesn't come when it's convenient. It comes when you decide comfort isn't worth the cost anymore. That's when it starts. Not when it's easy, when it's urgent. There are two versions of you. The one you show the world, and the one that shows up when nobody's watching. The mask is disciplined. The mask is focused. The mask says, I'm working on myself. But when the cameras are off, when it's just you in the dark, that's when the real you is exposed. And if you're honest, you'll see it. The version that doesn't follow through. The version that needs reminders just to keep promises to yourself. That version, the weak you, is the one making the decisions. The one who wants change without discomfort. The one who wants respect without consistency. The one who wants greatness without sacrifice. And that version of you, it has to die. This is the moment, the one where you draw the line, where you stop pretending, where you stop flirting with potential. Because here's the truth. You don't need a fresh start. You need a funeral. You need to bury the self that accepts mediocrity, negotiates with weakness, waits for someone to save you. Burn the bridge back to who you were. No more comfort, no more compromise, no more casual commitment. Every time you choose comfort, you delay your future. Every time you choose easy, you erase progress. Every time you negotiate with excuses, you betray your potential. Comfort feels good, but it steals from you quietly. It robs you in silence. While you think you're healing or resting, comfort is in the corner, stealing your hunger. Do you want to know what comfort's real message is? You're fine the way you are. You don't need to change. You've done enough. But if you were fine the way you are, why are you still frustrated? Why do you still feel hollow at night? Why does something inside you still scream for more? Because comfort is a lie, and the version of you that believes it cannot carry the life you say you want. Identity isn't something you're born with. It's not a personality test. It's not some label you found on Instagram. It's what you do when it's hard. It's how you show up when no one is clapping. It's the standards you set when nobody's watching. You say you're disciplined, prove it. You say you're focused, show it. You say you're about it, then be about it, even when you're tired, unmotivated, or alone. Because your actions cast votes. Every decision, every delay, every skipped workout, every lie you tell yourself, those are all votes for who stays in control, the new you or the old you. And if you're still living like the old, you don't be surprised when your life still looks like the old life. The strongest people you've ever seen, the ones who walk different, speak different, carry a presence that shifts rooms. They weren't built in comfort. They were forged in repetition, in solitude, in silence, in thousands of moments where they didn't feel like it but did it anyway. That's where power comes from. Not from talent, not from luck. From refusing to stay soft. They were forged in repetition, in solitude, in silence, in thousands of moments where they didn't feel like it but did it anyway. That's where power comes from. Not from talent, not from luck. From refusing to stay soft. Comfort wants to keep you soft, wants to make you lovable but average, wants to keep you agreeable but weak, wants you obedient but never excellent. Comfort is a killer, and the old you is its favorite victim. Let's kill another lie. You don't need motivation. Motivation is a drug, and most people are addicted to it. They can only move when it hits. But discipline, that's the real high. That's the version of you that shows up when it hurts. That's the mindset that doesn't flinch when life punches first. That's the system that wins even on bad days. You think the best version of you is someone who feels inspired, but that's not true. The best version of you is the one who feels nothing, but keeps showing up anyway. Here's the harsh truth. Nobody ever feels ready. Not the legends, not the greats, not the ones you look up to. They moved anyway. They acted while afraid. They built while broken. They rose while doubting. Readiness is a myth. It's a trap comfort made up to keep you still. And every time you say, I'm not ready, what you're really saying is, I want it easy. But easy never changes anyone. If you're serious about rising, you move now, not tomorrow, not when it's perfect. Now, there's a voice inside you. You know the one that tells you it's okay to skip, the one that justifies weakness, the one that says, it's not that bad. That voice sounds friendly. It sounds like it's trying to protect you, but it's lying. It's not your ally. It's your executioner. Because every time you listen, something inside you dies. Discipline dies. Conviction dies. That fire you used to feel, it gets colder every time you say, maybe later. Let me be clear. That voice is the old you, the soft you, the comfort addicted you, the version that loves talking but hates action. That version is not your future. It's your past, and your job is to bury it. Stand in front of the mirror today, not to flex, not to fake it, but to face yourself. Look yourself dead in the eye and ask, is this who I want to be? Am I proud of this version of me? Would I follow this person into battle? If the answer is no, then what are you protecting? What are you clinging to? What lie are you still believing about who you are? Because here's what nobody tells you. Most people stay soft because they're scared of becoming powerful. Because if you become truly disciplined, if you become undeniable, if you become dangerous, then you lose the right to hide. You lose the right to be average. And that kind of responsibility terrifies people. So instead of rising, they shrink. And call it balance. Call it self-love. Call it taking their time. Don't be one of them. Look in the mirror and tell the old you, you're done. You don't need a better environment. You don't need more time. You don't need new tools. You need a new identity, and you build it the same way soldiers build strength, with standards. Make this your baseline. Wake up when you said you would. Do what you promised. Train even when you're drained. Say no to what weakens you. Speak less, move more. Stay dangerous even when no one is watching. Because the war version of you, they don't fold. They don't whine. They don't ask for motivation. They execute quietly, ruthlessly, relentlessly. Let's be honest. You're addicted to comfort, addicted to stimulation, addicted to distraction, addicted to cheap validation, addicted to that quick hit of I'll do it tomorrow. And addictions don't go away with good intentions. They go away when you starve them. So starve the scroll, starve the gossip, starve the sugar, starve the noise, starve the need to be liked, because the strongest version of you, they aren't addicted, they're obsessed. But only with one thing: mastery. Mastery doesn't come from intensity. It comes from repetition, from showing up broken, from executing when it's boring, from grinding when it's quiet, from rising when no one is clapping. You want to win? Then forget fireworks. Forget motivation highs. Forget mood swings. Mastery is cold. It's quiet. It's calculated. It doesn't need energy. It creates energy. It doesn't need a crowd. It builds in the dark. Every day you show up, every rep you don't skip, every second you choose the hard thing is carving a new you out of the ashes of the old one. Everyone's afraid of pain, but pain isn't the enemy. Pain is the truth. Pain is the compass. Pain is the teacher comfort keeps trying to silence. You weren't supposed to avoid it. You were supposed to learn from it, because pain exposes everything. It shows where you're soft, where you're undisciplined, where you're still lying to yourself. And you can either numb it, or you can let it forge you. Let it sharpen you. Let it carve away the weakness. The difference between the powerful and the pitiful. The powerful use pain. The pitiful avoid it. So stop asking for ease. Ask for endurance. Stop begging for comfort. Ask for clarity. Ask to be broken so you can be rebuilt. The world wants you distracted. It feeds you noise, fake urgency, false connection, fleeting pleasure. And while you scroll, while you compare, while you perform, the old you gets stronger. The old you lives in distraction. It needs it because silence exposes it. So if you want to kill the weak version of you, start with silence. Go dark, pull away. Ghost everyone who doesn't feed your growth. Let the world wonder while you go underground, while you sharpen, while you become unrecognizable, because you weren't made to scroll. You were made to strike. The old you reacts, gets jealous, gets bitter, seeks validation, tries to be liked. That's emotional poverty. And here's the truth. As long as you chase comfort, you chase being liked. And when you chase being liked, you hand over your power. But emotional control, that's warlord level discipline. That's what makes you move with clarity. That's what makes you untouchable. So stop explaining yourself. Stop trying to be understood. Stop trying to be loved by people who only like the version of you they can control. The new you doesn't explain. They execute. They disappear. They deliver. And when they ask what happened, you say nothing. You just walk past them, built, cold, locked in. You want to change? Then change everything. Stop thinking you can evolve while keeping the same people, habits, and patterns that kept you small. Some of the people you love, they only love the weaker version of you. The agreeable version, the controllable version. The soft version, dot, and once you start rising, they'll call you cold. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're distant. Good, that means it's working. Because if your growth doesn't offend the people around you, you're not growing. You're just pretending. Burn the old friendships. Burn the fake supporters. Burn the weak loyalty that was only there as long as you stayed average. Let them go. Let the guilt go. Let the fear of outgrowing people die. Because you can't save anyone until you've saved yourself. You're standing at the edge of two lives. One you've lived. One you're meant to live. And this is the moment. The final choice. You either burn the bridge back to your old self, or you spend the rest of your life negotiating with weakness. Let's be real. That version of you, it's been dying for a long time. But you kept giving it CPR. You kept making excuses. You kept keeping the door open. Today, lock it. Burn it. Walk away no more. Just this once. I'll get back on track Monday. It's not that serious. Every time you say those words, you feed the version of you that made you miserable in the first place. So don't just kill the old you. Destroy everything that gave it life. Burn the schedule, burn the circle, burn the mindset, burn the identity, then become someone new. People think discipline is a tool, something you use to get things done. But that's not true. Discipline is who you become. It's the new operating system. It's the default setting of the new you. It's not optional. It's non-negotiable. The old you needed motivation. The new you wakes up and moves. Not because it's easy, not because it's fun, but because it's who you are now. You don't skip. You don't flinch. You don't compromise. You follow through always. Not because it feels good, but because you no longer identify with the person who doesn't. This world isn't soft. This life doesn't care about your intentions, only your execution, dot. And that's why comfort is such a killer. It lulls you into thinking your potential is enough. That trying counts. That good intentions mean something. But results don't care. Legacy doesn't care. And time is undefeated. So lock in. Lock in so hard the old you suffocates. Lock in so hard people think you've gone cold. Lock in until it's not effort. It's instinct. Because when discipline becomes instinct, you win. The strongest moves you'll ever make will happen in silence. No announcement, no validation, no audience, just you. The dark and the work. You'll wake up early while they sleep. You'll train while they scroll. You'll grind while they gossip. You'll build in the shadows until the results scream so loud no one can deny you. This isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. You said you wanted more. Now it's time to go get it, and not with noise. With obsession, with focus, with silence. Don't think killing the old you is a one-time act. It's not. It's a daily execution. That voice in your head, the one whispering, take it easy. It never fully dies. It hides. It waits. And the second you slip, the second you relax, the second you let your foot off the gas, it comes back. Stronger, smarter, hungrier. That's why you need to kill it every day with every choice. Every rep, every early morning, every no, every step you take when no one's clapping. That's how the old you dies, not in a moment, but in 1,000 daily assassinations. You don't deserve the new you just because you want it. You earn it with sweat, with stillness, with sacrifice. You earn it when you stop checking your phone and start checking your habits. You earn it when you stop chasing attention and start chasing silence. You earn it when you stop asking for permission and start giving yourself the command. There's no shortcut. There's no cheat code. There's only the work, Doc. And when the work becomes who you are, when the grind becomes your peace, when the silence becomes your stage, that's when you rise. This isn't a phase. This isn't self-improvement. This is a personal war against comfort, against softness, against the voice that kept you average. And war doesn't need applause. It needs armor. It needs fire. It needs pain. So treat your training like war. Treat your habits like a fortress. Treat your silence like a weapon. Treat your focus like oxygen. This isn't about balance. It's about becoming unrecognizable. The old you couldn't survive what the new you calls normal. One day, you'll look back at the old you, at the one who chased comfort, who begged to be liked, who needed motivation to move, and you'll feel nothing. Not anger, not guilt, not regret, just clarity. You'll realize that version of you wasn't built to carry the life you're living now, and letting them die was the most powerful thing you've ever done. That version of you was never meant to survive the life you're building, so you buried it and you rose. You're not saying goodbye, you're digging a grave for the excuses, the old mindset, the endless scrolling, the low standards, the people-pleasing, the softness, the delay, the maybe. Bury it without flowers, without emotion, without hesitation, because that version of you died long before this moment. You're just now finally choosing to stop keeping it alive. You're not done, you just cleared the wreckage. Now comes the construction, the reps, the early mornings, the missed calls, the locked-in silence, the days when you're tired but show up anyway, the cold discipline, the private progress. That's the new you. You don't talk, you don't flex, you live it, you carry it. Every room you walk into feels different, because your presence isn't built on hype, it's built on scars, on reps, on decisions no one saw, on fire no one felt but you. You've become solid, unshakable, untouchable. You'll lose people, you'll intimidate people, you'll confuse people because they like the version of you they could predict, control, dismiss, laugh at. Now they don't know what to do with you. You say less, you do more. You don't need their praise, you've outgrown their approval, and now you're not their friend, you're their reminder of everything they could have been but weren't willing to become. Let them go, let them misunderstand, let them talk. You don't owe them closure, you owe yourself greatness. When it gets quiet, when the doubt returns, when life punches you in the mouth, don't flinch. When the urge to coast creeps in, when you want to skip, when you want to be understood, don't fold. And when comfort comes back around, dressed as self-love, whispering, you've done enough, don't go back, because you know what that voice is now. It's not kindness, it's sabotage. It's the old you with a mask on. Kill it again. Every morning, every choice, every rep. Every time you say, I'll go anyway. Kill it and then rise again. Here's what's next. You don't need a list. You don't need a quote. You don't need permission. You need action. You need pain. You need silence. You need war. This isn't about feeling inspired. It's about becoming obsessed, about making discomfort your sanctuary, discipline your religion, and solitude your fuel. So stop scrolling, stop watching, stop waiting, start executing, start killing, start burning, start building. Every morning, ask yourself, is what I'm doing feeding the new me or keeping the old me alive? And if the answer is comfort, you already know what to do. Kill it. This isn't a phase. It's not a glow. This is transformation by fire. You don't evolve, you detonate. You don't level up, you obliterate. You don't grow, you burn the past to ashes and build from bone. Comfort is the lie. Discipline is the truth. And the weak version of you, it was never real. It was just a placeholder until the warrior arrived. You're here now, so rise. Stay silent, stay locked in, stay cold, and never ever look back. If this lit a fire in you, then stop watching, start executing. Subscribe if you're ready to kill the weak you and build something cold, disciplined, and unstoppable. This is inner motion, not hype transformation.